Good afternoon, Cross Timbers, and welcome to the Texan News Scoop, Texan TV News Week in Review news show. Here, we'll look at the week's top stories on campus, the region, and beyond. My name is Bethany Kyle, and it's November 14th, 2014. Here are this week's top stories. In campus news, the Chancellor for the A&M system, John Sharp, made a visit to campus on Wednesday and came by the TNS studio. I sat down with him and he explained why he was on campus that day. I also took the opportunity to ask him about the recent departure of the former Vice President of Student Life, Rusty Jergin.
Actually, I think the lawyers will tell you that on investigations like that, I would love to tell you exactly what happened, because I will promise you that Tarleton is now better off because of that change. But legally, I can't talk about it. If he decides he wants to, or he wants to file a lawsuit, we'd welcome that and we'd put it all out in the public, but right now we can't talk about it.
So as someone that was, a staple on our campus for over 30 years, he was probably one of the most well-known figures on this campus, second to maybe only Dr. D. Do you think the Tarleton campus and family has a right to know why their VP of Student Life is gone?
Yeah, I think you'd probably have to change the law to have that right to know, because those investigations are personal and private, unless they get in a court of law. I mean, I would have no problem at all telling you exactly what happened in that process, but I think you're going to have to change the law to get that done.
For a fuller story with more details about the recording TNS received of the investigation interview and a response from Sharp, read the Texan News newspaper, which will be on stands Monday. In Texas news, I'm sure you've all noticed the dramatic drop in temperatures we're facing this week, going from being in the 80s last week to the 30s this week. This is affecting a large part of the United States, particularly in the central area, and it's making its way east. We'll go to the AP for more.
The Arctic chill gripping the Rockies and upper Midwest is crawling east. Early wintry weather, thanks to a powerful weather system that hit Alaska with hurricane-force winds over the weekend. Morning commuters in Chicago bundled up as temperatures dipped to the high 20s. In Minneapolis, the University of Minnesota put out an all-call for snow shovelers to help clear out TCF Bank Stadium ahead of Saturday's big game against Ohio State.
It's just a very cold, unusually cold air mass for this time of year, with freezing temperatures extending well into Texas.
Something Texans aren't used to. People in Dallas broke out scarves and winter hats as temperatures dipped to 32 degrees this morning. And further south in Victoria, a group opened up a warming center for those without access to heat.
We're not used to the cold. We don't handle it very well here, and we don't have very many places for people who don't have heat to go. So, we do it because we need to do it, because there's people who depend on us.
Despite high temps in the teens, people in Denver seemed unfazed by the cold weather.
It's not bad. I'm from Kansas City, so I'm used to the cold in the wintertime. Just dress a little warmer.
Others were stocking up as forecasters expect frigid temps to hang around for the next few days. Matthew Burgoyne, Associated Press.
In international news, the Associated Press reports that in December, the U.S. government will start a program that allows refugee status to be given to some minors under the age of 21 who live in Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador that have parents residing legally in the U.S. This news comes at the same time that rumors of President Obama making an executive action on immigration to possibly shield over 5 million immigrants living illegally from deportation. Prefacing this possible action, both Democratic and Republican leaders are speaking out on the topic from opposite sides of the argument. Here's what Democratic Representative Ben Ray Luján of New Mexico and Republican Speaker of the House John Boehner had to say.
Republicans claim to be serious about immigration reform, but the fact is their actions have not lived up to their rhetoric. They blocked bipartisan legislation, and when they acted, it was only to attack dreamers. With families feeling the impact of their failures every day, it is critical that President Barack Obama do what they will not: take action. Immigration reform is an issue that is critical to our economy, our security, and to our communities, and has been delayed for long hours and many, many days, sadly by my Republican House colleagues. I join my colleagues in encouraging President Barack Obama to act within the full scope of his executive order and take the bold steps necessary to make our country stronger.
You know, the president's threatening to take unilateral action on immigration, even though in the past he's made clear he didn't believe he had the constitutional responsibility or authority to do that. And I'll just say this. We're going to fight the president tooth and nail if he continues down this path. This is the wrong way to govern. This is exactly what the American people said on Election Day they didn't want. And so all the options are on the table. We're having discussions with our members, and there are no decisions been made as to how we will fight this if he proceeds.
For more of today's top national and international news stories, we'll go to the AP News Minute.
This is AP News Minute. Wintry weather that's freezing the upper plains and the Rockies has made a big move east. More than a foot of snow slammed northeastern Ohio Thursday, with more expected Friday. A surgeon who's been working in Sierra Leone has Ebola. He's being flown from West Africa to a hospital in Nebraska that's equipped to treat patients with the virus. The Republican-controlled House is expected to approve the Keystone XL oil pipeline Friday. The Senate may follow. The White House stopped short of directly threatening to veto the legislation. And a huge fire tore through the Mississippi Agriculture and Forestry Museum in Jackson. An official says at least 2 buildings were destroyed, but no people or animals were killed or seriously hurt. Matt Small, The Associated Press, with AP News Minute.
This has been a production of the Texan News Scoop, product of the Texan News Service from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas. Tune in to Northland Cable, Channel 9 on weekdays at 12:30 for Texan TV News, as well as our other programming. You can follow the Texan News Service on Facebook and Twitter, and check out our website at www.texannews.net for all of your latest local, state, national, and international news, as well as your entertainment and sports updates of the live stream of Texan TV News. Tune in again next Friday for next week's Top Stories in Review. Today's broadcast was produced by Katie Tonkin and Alejandra Aragin. I'm Bethany Kyle. Have a wonderful weekend, Tarleton Texans.